Hi, I'm Sarah Weber, and we welcome you back to Data Chaos Thursdays. I am here with Andrew Park, our Chief Growth Officer. And today, Andy, the question we have for you is multi-part. And we want to know, what is a typical implementation like? How long does it take? What are some of the resources that are required? And what are some of the most common applications where you're seeing integrations being implemented?
Yeah, Sarah, thank you for the multi-part question. Typical implementation of central iPaaS involves some involvement with the business user that understands the pain points that they might be having in managing data across systems. So they have to be somebody that can help us define what we call a use case. So, my Salesforce system is not keeping my customer records in sync with my ERP financial system, for example. And somebody that understands the data and ultimately what the expected results should be. That's usually an upfront use case definition step that we go through. TeamCentral brings then product configuration person into the conversation to translate that use case into how Central as a platform would handle that management of data across the systems. And in most cases, or I should say in many cases, where the customer is using applications where we already have a pre-built connector, that's a very rapid implementation. It's a matter of literally clicking on one of our connectors, dragging it onto a canvas, and then doing some minor configuration. There's no software development involved. Where the situation looks like that, where we're dealing with connectors that we already have built on our platform, can be a very rapid implementation. Less than a week, full end-to-end build, end-to-end user testing, and then schedule the right time to release that into production. In a lot of cases, however, we are asked by customers to connect, something that we have a connector already built for into either a proprietary system, something they've built, a new SaaS product that's emerged in the market that they've adopted, a new HR system or new logistics application or something like that. In those cases, we may very well have to build a new connector. And when that occurs, what we do is we usually bring in a subject matter expert in that application, who can help us, very quickly understand, APIs or other ways to integrate, and on the best way to pull and push data from the system that we're going to build a connector for. Because we're in rapid growth mode, and building additional connectors is an important step in our product development and our product roadmap. Oftentimes we will go ahead and just build the connector, for the customer, as our investment in our platform. So that saves the customer some money. There might be some light configuration and then some testing that has to be done, but it's usually a pretty small investment on the customer's end, anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 kind of fixed fee project, and usually in that case where we're having to build a new connector, it could take 4 weeks or something like that, so that we do the appropriate amount of testing. Sometimes we have to get the new connector certified by the vendor. That might take longer, but usually a certification is not required in that case. So the last part of the question is, what are some common applications for an iPaaS or Central's iPaaS? Most of the time, there are challenges in keeping employee data, contractor data, um, customer data, vendor data, like master data types of records that do not stay in sync across systems, and so that leaves either discrepancies in data across the multiple systems or even orphaned records out there. So in many cases, we are connecting HR systems to Active Directory and to CRM and ERP systems, so that we can keep those types of master data records in sync across those systems simultaneously. In other cases, we're dealing with purchase orders and purchase order lines and sales orders and such, where if a customer has an e-commerce system and they want to drop an order from BigCommerce or Shopify or some other e-commerce system into their ERP, we can also manage the flow of that order data, item data, pricing, and so forth, from the e-commerce into the ERP. At that point, we manage the shipment process and kind of the back office processes that occur then happen in the ERP. And while that's happening, we're syncing status updates to the e-commerce platform so that customer and the people working on the e-commerce platform can see, as the process progresses, as those various steps, those business process steps take place. That includes managing shipments, receipts, invoicing, and so forth. So I think employee data, customer related sales transactions, e-commerce transactions. Those are usually where some pain points exist in our companies, and in a very short period of time, and with a very low total cost of ownership going forward, we can stand up that integration and have it live in production. Again, could be a couple days if it's something that we've done over and over again, because the connectors already exist, or it could be 4 to 5 weeks if we have to build into a custom system or need to build a new connector.
Thank you, Andy. That was a wonderful answer. And there are a lot of industries there that could definitely benefit from an iPaaS solution. So that's eye-opening, and I appreciate the input. Again, my name is Sarah Weber, and if you have questions that you would like answered on Data Chaos Thursdays, feel free to reach out to me at sarah.weber@teamcentral.ai, or you can reach us at contact@teamcentral.ai, and we will get your questions answered. Thank you.